Okay. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are thrilled that you're here. No, I'm just waiting to see a teacher having to be quiet, you know. I was usually on the other side of that. No, thank you. And seriously, welcome everyone. As you can tell, we have a big to-do this evening. But it is Tuesday night, May 23rd, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. in Meadows Place City Hall. And this is a Meadows Place City Council regular agenda meeting. Item A, we do not have Jimmy here. David, would you? Okay, we're going to call item A, Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation. And so we're going to stand and we're going to ask Luke Blackmer to come up or to stand up and start us. All he has to do is start us. So Luke, you ready? Let us get stood up. Everybody stand and face the flag. You're right there. Now just say it. Ready? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Luke. And if you could, remain standing for the invocation with David Mertens leading us in.
Lord, we just come to you tonight and ask that you watch over this meeting. We just are thankful that we can celebrate this freedom and meet and discuss the business of this city. Lord, we ask that you give us wisdom and discernment in the decisions that we have to make. We thank you for those in attendance tonight, and we ask that you continue to bless the city of Meadows. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Luke, do you have school tomorrow? You'll be able to go and say, hey, what'd y'all do last night? Let me Who's counting though, right? Thank you very much, and I'm going to need a pen. I can't think. Oh, I got it. I found it. We have some election issues to take care of. We're going to take care of 50% of that, Council. Since Kelly Mills is not here, she cannot be sworn in. So this is to certify that the place, Alderman Place 4, is been selected or been awarded to Kurt Kopczynski. So election matters, the issuance of the certificate of election and administer the oath of office to elected officials. Kurt, number 4, position number 4. You want me to? Oh, okay. Well, I'll do that. You ready? Repeat after me. Let's stand. I say your name. Solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of office. Alderman Place 4. City of Meadows Place. State of Texas. Will to the best of my ability. Preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution and laws of the United States. And of this state. So we got it. Congratulations. Where's Kurt? Where's Cameron? Look, Cameron, did you get the handoff? No, last year. We're good.
Hold on,
Kurt, how long have you been serving now?
Third term.
This is your third term.
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit different going into your third term than it was the first, isn't it?
I was really nervous on that first.
And now we're really nervous. No, I get to talk with mayors of all across this county, and matter of fact, across this region. And one of the things that we hold close to our vest is our interactions with our council members. I don't have a problem in talking about my council members to anybody because we have an outstanding city council. We've got people that care, that work hard with and well with one another and with staff. And I just want you all to know that that's not the case everywhere around here. Matter of fact, you don't have to go very far to see a different attitude. So Kurt brings that willingness to work and looking for things to do and to bring forth, as do the rest of them. So Kurt, congratulations. And welcome to the beginning of your third term. Congratulations. Let's give him one more round of applause. And this is the part that I'm really kind of looking forward to. Mayor, council, and comments, and the first thing we're going to do is introduce the new Mayor Meadows Elementary School Principal, Sindel Blackburn. This is the first time I've ever recalled speaking to Ms.
Is that
Blackburn.
good?
There you go.
Thank you so much. I know. Working on it.
Way to
Thank
go,
you, Cameron. I am just very thrilled to be here. I do appreciate the City of Meadows for inviting me tonight. And I'm just so thankful. As you can see, I have a lot of support from my staff, and I've been just honored to make it this far. And also, Meadows is very special. It's the heartbeat of the community, and I really want to thank the City of Meadows for all their support. It's hard. This is new to me in a small city where everyone is working together, where everyone is involved, and I've just been honored to just serve as the assistant principal at Meadows Elementary the past 4 years, and now get to serve as the principal starting July 1st. But just a little background about me. I've been in education for 14 years. I started as a classroom teacher, an ESL support teacher, and then a literacy interventionist, and then 4 years as an AP. And so I'm really just excited to continue the work with the city and the school, because it's a special place. It's just the perfect combination of community school partnership. And so I'm just excited. Thank you for having me here tonight. And I can't wait to continue our partnership with Meadows City of Meadows Place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sindel, if I can, before you go sit down, I want to say I've been engaged in that school for a long time, probably 30 years. I was on, boards were campus-based leadership team three times. I taught some classes in there. I've done some other things that got me inside, and I got to know some of the teachers and the principals back then. And I was always astounded at the effort that they put out and the care that they gave to my kids. And two of them deserved it. The other one, I don't know. But I do welcome you to City Meadows Place. This is a unique city. We believe it. The county knows it. I've talked to the superintendent. I was in a meeting with her last Thursday. She knows it. And so we just want to maintain that. And of course, we're sitting here with Parks Director Colleen Cabezas, and she's teaming up with Meadows Elementary. And I think y'all had a class today. And so that's so unique. And that's the type of thing that if y'all come up with any ideas, please don't hesitate to ask us. All we can say is, no, the council won't let me. Because other than that, we probably will, although I think this council would support just about anything y'all wanted to do. And if we can work any way at all to support our kids' education, let us know. And I believe Mr. Kopczynski is over there squirming because he wants to say something nice. Kurt?
Yeah, I want to say a couple of words. For those of you who don't know Miss Blackmer, I know most of you do, she's been the glue and the duct tape and the nails and whatever else you can call it that has held this school together for the last few years, and has done it so well with such leadership, and has handled the stress and the crazy hours and everything. And so from a parent, and I know all the teachers feel the same way, we all wanted you to be here as principal. And so it's like not a dream, a wish come true. So we are so excited to get to be a part of this with you. And like the mayor said, whatever you need, we're here. We love this community. A lot of us are here because of Meadows Elementary and are overjoyed that you are at the helm. So thank you so much. We are excited. I think all of you should stay. Oh, come. You're just watching videos tomorrow. Come on.
He just wants to take a picture of his wife.
Oh, yeah, because he's going to get back here. So council probably should. I'm just stepping down.
Do they need to collapse in, Cameron?
Well, Nick, walk away.
Wow, that's the best mayor's comment I've ever had. Thank y'all very much for coming. Luke, next month we will post what's called the minutes on our website. Get your dad to help you go find those minutes because it'll have your name in it. You bet. I'm ready to go home. That was as good as it gets. All right. Back to Mayor's comments, if I can get it back from Kurt. Kurt, thank you for that. That was good. Item B, town hall meeting. You're going to hear some more about that in a little bit, and I'm stepping out on a limb commenting on something that hadn't taken place yet. But I am assuming that we're going to set a date for a town meeting on an item that you will see discussed regarding potential development on the 9 acres over here off West Airport. This is going to be an important meeting. And what's going to be important about it is we're going to need community input. So I'm asking council, all the folks at home, to please, and Cameron, I'm asking you to please shoot this stuff out as well once all the information's there and the timing is right. We don't have very many of these in City Meadows Place. I've been to some, and almost all of them have been very, very good. And we have the ability to discuss things, discuss different sides of an issue without being ugly. And I'm assuming we still can. We've got with us, and they'll get a chance to introduce themselves later, folks that are part of this project. But I just want to let the town know, I want it, depending on when we set it, I want everybody to know that this is going to be happening. One of the questions that's always been asked was, well, how come you never tell us? It's hard to get all the word out. And I will say David Mertens worked real hard on some issues to get the word out. Cameron's doing a phenomenal job. City staff works hard to do that. So when you see this coming up, that's item 8 on here. When you talk about, hear about town meeting, please pay attention, save the date as they say, and plan to show up. That's all I have to say about that. Item C, municipal changes on the horizon. Man, I had 6 pages of stuff. And Chad will know somewhat what I'm talking about, and some of y'all will. The legislature is winding down. They have put some things in place, and I'm sure that are going to be signed and going to go forward even as late as tomorrow. One of which was called the Death Star Bill. It was given that title because they're nailing cities. And they're taking away authority. They're moving things around. Nobody knows quite what's happening. And so just letting the public know, and I'm putting it on the record, that we don't know what we're going to be discussing on this. I guarantee you there will be some discussion. Nick and I have already been in communication with our city attorney, who's talking to attorneys across the state. Nobody quite knows what to do with this stuff. And how much and what will be affected, we can't give you a clue because we don't know. We do know that they're trying to figure out a way not to break the bank on all the cities, especially small cities, and we'll have to kind of follow along and see what they have. Courtney is a member of the Gulf Coast Chapter City Clerks Association, and I guarantee you they're going to be discussing. Nick is a member of the statewide City Administrators Association. They'll be discussing. I'm real proud to say that myself and council are members of the Fort Bend Mayor and Council Association. And we try to get together on a regular basis. And council, I urge you, especially the next couple of them, to participate. But we participate in that to try to stay ahead of what we're doing. And I've never come in just totally blind. And so this is a concern. When you hear people talking about it, please understand we're trying to do the best we can. And we're charged to look after and protect health, safety, and welfare of citizens of City Meadows Place. And we're trying to do the best we can despite our legislators in Austin. That's all I got to say with that. Item 2 would be an uplifting one, I hope. Rick?
All right, starting out with the Dorrance update. We're on the final stretch on this thing. They're preparing the final change order. We're negotiating the liquidated damages with the contractor. Looks like he's going to be 22 days over the limit when we get said and done. And once we get all the final paperwork done, I think they've got all the work has been completed. We had the final walkthrough to verify the punch list items were done. So we're almost finished.
Well, I think council understands, certainly these staff members up here do, what a blessing it is to have Rick Stagley on this council. He saved us a whole ton of money in engineering fees and project manager fees. So, Rick, thank you very, very much. We do appreciate you.
Anybody have any questions on Dorrance?
What that I could ask you? No. I want to say I think it looks beautiful, and I think the design laid out what y'all talked about doing, said how good it would look. You were right and spot on the money, and thank you very much for that. All right, moving on to B.
The mobility bond, the bikeway project through Meadows Place and down through Stafford. We finally got clearance from CenterPoint to do the geotechnical bores. The city had to cut 2 separate checks, get that paid off. And I don't know if the work's actually been done yet or just scheduled. But soon we should have the bores, and then that'll let us to try to get the design finished off, especially the bridge over the bayou going to the back side of the Discovery Center. The parking lot design's probably done. They don't want to do too much on the bridge until they've got that geotech work.
So when can we start on the parking lot?
That's going to probably come into play with the discussions on the 20-inch gas pipeline. We'll need to finalize our decision on and if we're just going to build part of the parking lot, and that way we're not in the way of that pipeline type thing, because we don't want them to tear up our brand new parking lot.
No, we don't. Chief, I'm trying.
Any questions?
You've answered mine. Anybody else? Okay. Rick, thank you so much, and again, appreciate you acting as our volunteer project manager. All right, moving on to item D, reports. First report will be coming to you from the police department. Chief Gary Stewart will be giving us this report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This will be May's report. As always, I start out with a number of accidents that have occurred. We had 9 accidents, 10 arrests, 2,356 calls for service, 53 report calls on citations. We had 326 with 301 charges. City ordinance violations 2, warnings for traffic 132 with 196 violations. On city ordinance warnings, altogether you're going to see down there 6. We had total activity count of 2,931. We had 0 assaults this month. We had 1 burglary of motor vehicle, 0 burglary of business or residence. We had 6 of the city ordinance, 2 criminal mischief, 1 fraud, 0 in robberies this month. Total patrols for property checks, businesses, close patrol, house watch, 1,601. Theft, 7. 0 UUMVs this month. Our TLC program for checking cars, we had 37 pass, 9 fail, for a total of 46 contacts. During the reporting period at the bottom, you can see the city ordinance breakdown. We had 1 for noise complaint, 3 for loose dog. You can read the notes as far as the loose dogs there. We had 1 for loud music, which was warning was issued, resident complied. 2 for solicitors, and you can read those. 0 accidents in the roundabout this month. Again. Flipping through our pages, we're going to keep the notes for each of those calls. If you're interested, if you have any specific questions, you're always free to reach out to me. Those are the general notes as normal. And if we can flip to our page 4, I'm going to do a breakdown of our flock safety cameras. We had 50 actions that we responded to or were notified of, which was down 10 for the last month. And I'm going to go into the fact that we replaced 2 cameras that were brand new, and they had to come back out and replace those again. So you'll probably see that number up a little bit higher next month. But we had 10 stolen vehicle alerts, 13 for sex offender, 8 stolen plates, 10 for gang member or suspected terrorist, 0 for missing person or warrants, 8 for protective orders, and 1 other agency hot list. The arrests from last month, we had 0 for juvenile, 10 for adult. The breakdown, warrants other jurisdiction were 7, 1 DWI. Then we had multiple charges on arrests. As you can see below that, we have 1 for PCS, possession of controlled substance, and warrants, and another 1 for possession of controlled substance and unauthorized carrying of a weapon. Moving forward to my notes, which would be on the last page, page 8. We're continuing, of course, our training. We're ending our current cycle. So our guys have just completed CPR, AED, and Narcan training classes. Recertified TASER, mental health training in the area that the agencies are begin in July. And TCO required mandates and legislative updates continue as we move through the next couple months. Everything should be completed by July 31st. Chiefs training, I just completed that. We're on a 2-year cycle. I was there in San Marcos with 120 other chiefs in attendance. And so it was a very diverse group of large and small agencies. Flock, again, I just mentioned that about the increase in hits after these cameras, and we see what they're going to be doing with the new ones and making sure we can check and make sure that we're seeing that difference. We're actively looking to fill 2 more full-time positions in patrol and 1 part-time position with the department, so we have hired some people. We do have one that's probably going to potentially fill that position. Is in the academy now, and we've already done the background, and she's already been through our review board, so this should be a quick transition into training if she accepts the job offer. Officer Florian, who was just hired, has completed our FTO program and was released to full duty. We did hire another part-time dispatcher, Cassandra Jackson. She was hired from Sugar Land and is completing her training this week. I also hired an accreditation manager, Pete Alvarado, who started today, and he's taken over our TPCA accreditation program for which we're still in the process for.
Chief?
Yes, sir.
For those of us that forgot, could you tell us what all those...
Sure. Acronyms are, okay. TPCA, Texas Police Chiefs Association. This is, what we're going through is the accreditation program, which is the best practices for agencies, and we're rebuilding our policies and procedures on how we do things to match those best practices. And in the end, we'll present at a TPCA conference, and if we're confirmed, then we'll be an accredited agency. There's a lot of clout that goes with that. So there's like 2,200 agencies, and I think 139 have the accreditation. So we'll be one of the few. It will be mandated.
Let me interrupt you,
yes,
Chief.
sir.
I'm sorry. I know you hate it when I do this, but you heard those numbers, and you heard what it's taken. And for you to have gotten us to this point, you and Captain Ashton and the others, to get us to this point is commendable. But now you've got a way to target out and finish this up and get us to the end line.
Yes, sir.
And I know with your drive and your determination, you're going to get City of Meadows Place Police Department to that point. And I encourage you to do so. I think I can speak for council when I say we're behind you and support you 100%. And thank you. So
Appreciate that.
tell
Yes,
her
sir.
got to get to work.
Thank you. With the accreditation, we are moving through the process where we'll be actually filing before the end of the year. And so next year, hopefully, we'll go through the accreditation process. Moving forward, Mesa door access system. We have had a few issues, if you've noticed, and we're working through those. They did replace some internal components of the automatic push bars outside, and the hardware is in place, and it was replaced yesterday, but the door operation programming continues to be an issue, and they're expecting to be everything to be completed by this Friday, and we're trying to hold their feet to the fire, trust me. Police department continues to prepare for the active spring and summer with the Friday's concert, the last one coming up in the park, and the pool opening. So we'll be prepared for that. Our IAP is complete, and I signed off on the IAP today. And I would like to thank Parks for getting everything that they needed to do in their portion of that IAP for us to make sure we could finalize it. In an IAP, if you don't know, it's Incident Action Plan. I know I forget the acronyms. I do it all the time. So the last thing on the notes list is I always give you all the grant status, and you can see nothing's changed. The only thing that's dropped off is the shields, which we have already reconciled. And we've got everything over to finance, and I believe we should be able to start drawing down on that. And with that, I'll take any questions from Mayor or Council.
Yeah.
The only question I had, you were with 120 other chiefs. What's the general feeling now about law enforcement working with community and recruiting and just overall policing in Texas? Obviously, there's a lot of heads there.
Right. Every agency is experiencing the same level of frustration that we are with finding qualified candidates. Is what I've learned, and I think I've shared with the mayor, is the new strategy is that we're not being able to pull in new recruits or get people interested in this form of work anymore. But the new philosophy from all these places that's still yours, so they try to entice them over there with the lateral transfers. But we're in the same boat. As far as the community involvement, they're different on different levels at different places. I've spoke to some of the larger metropolitan areas who still have the us against them problems, and we, of course, don't. And a lot of the smaller agencies don't seem to have that. We have the more community-oriented policing program and model in place anyway. So, you're seeing the same issues, employee retention, attrition, and then, of course, trying to obtain those spots that they need, and that's getting tough. One agency, I'll just give you a hint, it's going to be down to 130 officers by the end of this year. Yes, sir.
Good question, David, and I thank you very much for asking it. I get into those conversations over coffee in the morning, and I forget we don't have these public. And I do get some details in there that show the stress levels and what some of the tactics he's taken to be able to overcome that. And I think if you look around, you're doing an outstanding job, Chief, and I thank you.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody else have anything for the Chief? No? Wow, you got off easy tonight.
Thank you.
Chief,
thank you, Mayor and
very
Council.
much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Assistant Chief Assistant, whatever, Jack. Thank you very, very much for your help on the automotive reports. They helped me a lot. And now we're moving on to, I got to pay attention to this one. There's a couple things I might want to ask you a question on. Ready? Parks, take it away.
I'm ready. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This report will serve the recreation activities from March through this May. One of our big items, we were down with our staffing. Our recreation coordinator position was open back in March. We have since filled that with Carolyn Whitlow, and she comes to us with a very strong background in camp and sports ministry. So we're very excited about her. She is going to be opening up our summer camp next week, so we're looking forward to see what she can do. We've also hired 32 seasonal staff. That includes our lifeguards, our nature center attendants, our front desk pool attendants, and our camp counselors. So we have been busy training. Courtney and her office has been helping us out, getting all the paperwork and background checks and drug tests done to make all this happen. So an event recap. Back in March, we had a little thing called a family camp out in the park. We had approximately 70 residents in attendance. 14 of the total of 17 families that attended spent the night in tents, so we were really happy about that. The weather was cooperated with us. This past year, we added archery, mapping, knot tying to the activities, but still the kayaking, s'mores, and tent camping were the overall favorites. And Kurt, I think your daughters ate a lot of s'mores that night. Also, we just wrapped up our concerts in the park. We've hosted 3 of those concerts. And again, thanks to PD for being out there, not only for the concerts, but I failed to mention they were also there with us throughout the camp out. They stay all night with our group, keeping us safe. So we really appreciate the support that they give us. Our concerts in the park, we doubled the number of food trucks at each event this year. The city had also purchased a stage, again, to raise the standard of what we're presenting. So our bands were now on a stage and not just on the pavement. And the quality of bands this year really have exceeded any of the bands that we have brought in from the past. We partnered with our local business, Fab Smiles, Pediatric Dentistry, and then also Cabo Bob's, and both of them provided door prizes to give away during intermission. Unfortunately, attendance was a little unexpectedly light, and especially on the first two of the three, there were a lot of weather threats. And that second one, it just came down, and we had to close out early. So the attendance was a little bit lighter. This Friday will be our last concert, which is also kickoff to summer. So, Council, I'll be talking to you in just a moment about that. Our projects that we completed, we installed 11 solar light poles in 2 of our pocket parks. That's at Brighton and Meadow Glen. And this helps with the overall safety in those areas. I spoke with Chief about that and asked for some recommendations where he thought we might should place those solar lights, and we both decided that the pocket parks would be a good fit for that. Funding for those lights, we already had some in-house, but the additional ones came from the Child Safety Fund as well as EDC. We began installation of the new playground equipment at Meadow Valley Park. This will include a tree hugger seating, 4 ride-ons, a climbing feature, and a 3-bay swing set. We are also in the process of installing a nice black aluminum fence all the way around the property, and also the additional solar light poles. And this should be completed by next Friday at the latest. So we're behind a little bit with weather issues, but they've got, I'd say, probably more than half of it done as of today. The funding for that project also came out of EDC. We completed new landscaping at each of the 4 monument entry signs into the city. And
That's the big entry signs.
that's the large entry signs, the 2 on West Airport and the 2 on Kirkwood. And it's created a more modern, clean look. The one at 59 and West Airport, we still plan on putting in 3 very large, mature crepe myrtles behind the sign in the flagpole area to further enhance that, but we'll be doing that next budget year. We also installed the floating dock on Meadows Lake, and that funding was provided by the county. We redesigned the landscaping on the Kirkwood roundabouts. I hope all y'all noticed that. I see some smiles and head nods. This made it more manageable and provided a cleaner line of sight. That funding was provided through EDC. We installed new permanent interactive displays at the Nature Center to include a general store, a blacksmith shop, and an early Texas Pioneer Village. We provided first aid training and orientation for our 18th summer camp and Nature Center staff. And then the lifeguards were also trained in their lifeguard training and also AD and first aid. We also completed phase 1 of the tennis court upgrades. Phase 1 was the installation of the LED lights. That funding was provided through the county. So there are 3 phases to that project. So these are listed now under our upcoming projects. We had hoped that once we closed the tennis court for that, the light installation, that the project would continue and be completed by June 1st. However, the company that we are in contract with, they had a family emergency, put them behind, therefore their other projects were also behind. So we are in line behind that. We are hopeful that July is the date right now, is when they're going to come back and start doing the second phase. Actually, the second phase will include the cutting out and the re-pour of the back half of that tennis court where we have severe cracks beyond what a tennis company would do for us. They do smaller line cracks, they paint, they texture, they stripe. So phase 2 will be that part of it. Phase 3, this other company will come in. And not only will they be painting and striping, they're also going to be installing permanent pickleball, stanchions, basically to hold the nets for the pickleballs. Kurt, I know you're very happy. And the county has also funded that project. Okay. Another upcoming project is Well 2, landscaping. The installation is scheduled for June, and it will include hedges initially and then crepe myrtles in the new budget year. And y'all know where I'm talking about on Well 2. And then the next project is we will be installing 3 additional educational trail signs. They'll be installed along the McGrath walking path, and these are audio sensory signs. So kids will be able to interact with them and hear the sounds of water, different animals, forest sounds, and those will go in during the month of July. Our upcoming events, as I mentioned earlier, is Kickoff to Summer. That is this Friday. This is the one that we feed the community and council comes out and cooks and serves. So I need cookers to be there at 4 p.m. and servers there at 5:30. Do we know who would like to be a cooker this year? Raise your hand.
That's this Friday.
All right, perfect. And then that transitions into serving. My staff will be there as well. I know, David, you had requested last year we get a fan over there on you guys, so we already have that taken care of. We don't have one that size. Okay.
I think I'll be at 4:30, if that's okay.
You'll be there at 4:30? Yeah, perfect. Okay.
What time's it? Think?
All right. So this Friday night, the Kickoff to Summer, as it was last year, we're meeting in front of the field house. That's where we'll be serving. We have a live band that's coming in, the Ryan Ross Band. He'll perform. We are feeding first come, first serve up to 400 hamburgers, hot dogs. And then the pool will also be open from 6 to 8, just normal pool activities. And the lifeguards will be passing out popsicles to the kids over there. The pool opens, so this Friday night from 6 to 8. So it is free. You don't have to have your pool passes, pool bands this Friday. But Saturday you will. We will be selling them at the pool on Friday night. They're also available to purchase online. And then we'll be selling them every time that the pool is open thereafter. Summer camp begins next week, May 30th, which is Tuesday, the day after the holiday. We are at 80% right now in almost all of our camps, which is very exciting. So we're actually closing the first week down tomorrow, and it will only be through our front office registration so that we can control the numbers and make sure they don't go over. Barefoot and Friday is coming up June 16th and July 21st. And then our final big event that we have for the summer is our July 4th festival, actually on July 4th. And it too will be like last year, live band, food trucks, water inflates, spirit boosts, and end the night off with fireworks.
Well, sounds like you got a pretty easy summer so far.
Yes, sir. That's what we strive for, easy.
No. You're at about 80% on your camps. Did I hear that right?
Yes, sir.
I commend you for putting that program in. I had my doubts, but then again, I didn't have little kids at the time. It's wonderful. I want to also commend you for putting in that little grocery store and all those amenities out there in the nature center. I've gone by a couple times, and then I've taken my grandkids, and they are of various ages from 3 to 9, and they love that thing. They live in it. It was great. So it's been very well received from my perspective. I'm assuming that you're gotten some feedback on it. Is it?
It's a big feature because it requires no interaction from parents. The kids can just go out there. It's free play, imaginative play. They go to the little blacksmith shop, do their thing. They ride a horse and get groceries at the store. Go to the cowboy village, cook them up. So they have a lot of fun. You can see their little imaginations are just going. So we've had a lot more activity, a lot more traffic coming through, and they stay there longer because it gauges them longer.
Oh, fantastic. Anybody got any questions or comments for?
I had one question on water well 2. Is there irrigation there?
There is, yes, sir.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you, David. Yeah, it's something we forget about, and yet that's part of it. And some of us are pretty well tuned in. Okay, with that, we move on to the next
Thank you.
report. It's the one everybody waits on. Fire department report.
That's what everyone wants.
I make light of it because for those that don't know, it's because I give it. I'll have to say, in addition to the City of Stafford Fire Department sending me over a report, we had a total number of 48 incidents between here and the last reporting period. Most of them were from medical assistant EMS crew. However, we have had some fires, and I learned a little something in a meeting last Wednesday morning. Chief DiCamillo came and gave a report to a group that I belong to, and those are some people that asked pretty good questions, and he was able to answer them all. But one of the things that came up was the amount of trauma cases that they end up responding to because of the 59, that little bitty section of 59 that comes through here, that takes up time from our police, Stafford Police, and Fort Bend and Harris County EMS right through this area, and how much that stepped up. They end up making about 5,000 calls a year, which puts them as one of the busiest regions in the area. I was surprised at that too. They've got split cities. They got Harris County, Houston, Fort Bend County. They border with Missouri City, Sugar Land, and are in Meadows Place, and it's really difficult. And one of the things that he did talk about, Chief, was that they don't have to worry about police presence or police cooperation with their departments, and when they're having to interact with departments that we just apparently work well together out on the scenes. I was given a little bit of dose on that on Saturday. This is all part of my report, by the way. On Saturday, there was what I thought was a pretty significant car fire right there by U-Horse. And so I stopped in and looked and didn't get out and bother any of your officers, but they were all being very professional, keeping the area safe and clear, both for the fire department and the public. And when I talked to Chief DiCamillo about it, I said, what was going on? And I was all excited. And it's kind of like talking to Rick about budget. It's just a standard car fire. Well, flames were going up, and it was stuck over there right by the side of the building. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, was there any danger? She said, no, we got it all. We had it. And yet our PD was involved in that as well, so I was pretty tickled with that. But the fire report is more than just the numbers on a sheet. It's these guys that live here, work here, look after us. And we are very fortunate to have that type of fire coverage here in the city of Meadows Place. And more importantly, I think, is the cooperation between the departments, seeing as how they're not even in the same city, and they work well together. So thank you for that, Chief. That concludes the fire report. Then we have the one really people want to know is on the other end is city administrator's report. Nick?
Two quick items, Mayor. First of all, as reported at our last meeting, we did go ahead and transition our health inspections for the city on the 15th. We do have word that they have hit the ground running and are doing a very thorough job here in town. So we want to thank the county for once again stepping up and helping us with these. They're taking over, and in fact are starting over with these businesses, conducting their own inspections as of now. And so any previous inspections that may have occurred, they're doing their own separate and apart from that. So we're glad that that's begun, and it's begun apparently very quickly and vigorously. So, the other item we did last week, go ahead and do our cybersecurity training here as a staff. It was a good training that was put on by our IT contractor, Stephen Wright. And we did have staff there. We did have one council member there. And so we do need to have another evening session that we want to offer up to you guys as well. And so as soon as we talk with Stephen about doing that, we'll get that date to you. I think everybody on staff got something good out of that training. If nothing else, it just teaches you the dangers of operating on the internet. So with that, Mayor, that concludes my report. On go.
Thank you very much, Nick. That's a whole lot of information, time, and effort drummed into that very brief report. Thank you. Okay, now we're moving on to the reason we're here, and that's to take care of city business with the regular agenda. This is item number 1 is discussion and consideration of ordinance number 2023-13, electing a mayor pro tem, which some years back council put on a rotating basis, and if I'm correct, it would be Tia's turn. However, I don't get a vote. So, council, y'all discuss amongst your time and make a recommendation.
I'll make a motion that we make Tia the next mayor pro tem.
Second.
Got a motion by David, second by Kurt. Any further discussion on the... I am planning a trip to be back for the next meeting, so I don't... Okay, so we have a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, yes, let's give her a big round of applause. Tia Baker is one of those people who works behind the scenes in ways that I was just amazed until I've gotten to work with her. And it just tickles me that you'll be able to stand up and say Mayor Pro Tem, City of Meadows Place, and we'll do it and we'll carry so much weight with so many people in the county.
Do you know how much letterhead we have to change now? This is going to be...
Okay, I don't care. Just scratch it out and put Tia. Everybody knows about her. Ready? Item number 2, discussion consideration of resolution 2023-09, ratifying submission of the grant application for the Bullet Shield acquisition to the Office of the Governor and grant number 4675501. Basically, is this saying I can sign it? Motion by Rick, second by Kurt. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? I can sign now. Thank you very much. Motion carries unanimously, Courtney. Item 3, discussion, consideration, ordinance 2023-014, or 2023-14, amending the utility fund interest, that's utility fund interest, revenue budget for fiscal year October 2022, ending on September 30th, 2023, increasing line item 300481000, the utility interest by $98,000 due to increased interest received. And that'll bring it to a total of 100. Okay. So, folks, we got the money there, and we need to let it have it. So to have a motion to increase that utility fund, motion by Kurt.
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item number 4 is discussion consideration of ordinance 2023-15, amending the general interest fund revenue budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023, increasing line item 100-48100, city interest by $200,000 to the due to increased interest. So we got the same motion by Rick,
Second.
second by, was that David? Second by David. Any discussion or questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And that goes into the general fund, the other into utility. Item number 5. Wait a minute. Yep, I'm in the right one. Okay. Discussion and consideration of ordinance 2023-16, amending the general fund budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023 in the amount of $45,000 from the general fund balance to line item 100-040-520510 Public Works vehicle purchase, for the purchase of a Public Works vehicle. Moving some of that interest money over to that line item.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Rick, second by Kurt. Any discussion on this?
Is this in addition to fleet or retiring the old vehicle?
I have a question. So when we retire them, are we able to recoup any money from selling them? I mean, I did read that we are having
Probably
some
not
issues.
from that vehicle.
That's what I was reading.
2007 Ford Ranger,
Yeah.
cost $1,000. Parking space.
Okay.
No.
How will we dispose of it, Nick?
The one that Jennifer was using got repurposed over to parks. So we brought that a few months ago. So the 07 is, the transmission is shot in it. And so we've been wanting to bring you guys the revenue adjustment for a while now. And so in knowing what Public Works had and in that need, we wanted to take advantage of this tonight and kind of do all of these items all at once to make it clear what we're doing.
So this one, I'm assuming we just kept putting a Band-Aid on it to try to make it work. There's a reason why we didn't put it in our budget.
Yeah, I mean, if you go and change out the transmission, you're going to put probably more than the vehicle's worth at this point. So,
Okay.
with it being an 07, it served us well.
And it has made a lot of turns. Okay, so we've got a motion by Rick, a second by Kurt. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously to move that money into the Public Works line item for vehicles. Item 6 is discussion consideration authorizing staff to purchase a new Public Works vehicle not to exceed that $45,000. I have a motion to approve us to buy a truck.
Move to approve.
Motion by Rick, second by Kurt. Thank you. Any discussion?
Are we going to go with a quarter, half ton, 3/4 ton? What do you really need?
Found the trailer package. Trailers we have are quality we like, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Courtney? Okay. You might as well head up. Discussion and possible action related to the bid of the wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation.
No new information, right?
Well, no, we actually have no new information, and however, I am a little bit miffed. They are moving some ARPA money around. Rosenberg.
It actually got tabled. It did not happen.
It didn't?
So that item was pulled from today's agenda.
Maybe they're going to lump ours with theirs.
I don't know what's happening.
Good.
I'll be making some calls tomorrow, won't I? Okay.
But the group that wants the $17 million for the youth without homes was there making their pitch too.
And I will say they have some ears. So that's going to, what's happened to us is we have a really beautiful CIP. It's laid out there and it's just been blown up. Now we've got a wastewater treatment plant that needs to be moved ahead, and we've pushed back dealing with it for a couple of months to see if we could get some of that designated ARPA funds. In the interim, we had water wells cratered, and we spent a total of $765,000, I believe, on those wells. That's close for.
All three, yes, sir.
And we're in pretty good shape right now.
Yes, sir. They'll move in on well number 1 this week, I believe.
Okay. So,
The main question I think in front of us is, do we want to split this into 2 packages and start the gate work, which has to happen before the traveling bridge repair anyway? Splitting it might increase the overall cost a little bit, but we could use our currently $1 million and change ARPA funds to do that upfront work.
correct.
While we're waiting for the county to make a decision one way or the other. At this point, I don't know when the county is going to make a decision on the rest of that ARPA money, and
I've heard a couple of months. But,
I mean, I heard that a couple months ago.
yep, that's why we put it through today to do something.
If we,
The mayor of Needville was down there, and there was little or no discussion on that. I tried to get the judge's ear privately, and it just wasn't happening. He had someplace else to go. But they're aware of it, and so the question I have is, and Rick, what's that delta between doing it all at once and 2?
it depends, I guess, if the same contractor is going to get both portions of work. And we only anticipated a few contractors to be bidding the traveling bridge in the first place. The only other thing, the cost component is you're losing the efficiency of scale to a degree. The only other thing that's going to happen is if you take the main clarifier bridge and do not bid that for another 4 months, we still have a year to lead time on the bridge assembly. If you bid it all together, you start your lead time now because there's 3 or 4 months of design. But I understand that the funding is an issue, and that's why we're talking
So
about
the
it.
traveling bridge itself, what was that, a little over $1 million, $1.5 million?
I think Nick has that number, don't you?
So the most recent, and this is several months old, but from the engineer, the most recent breakdown we've got is construction clarifier replacement with a 20% contingency is 2.3. Gate replacement with 20% contingency is 692.
But that was installed on that
Right.
clarifier.
Right, and that doesn't include construction phase engineering either, for whatever that.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what is the actual manufacturing cost? And did we check on that sole source issue we've got?
Yeah, I put in a call to John and haven't gotten an answer to that yet, so I'll have to keep trying him on that. Yeah.
See, if the issue is if we ordered the clarifier to be constructed, manufactured, there's only one source, and we don't know if that's going to void the ARPA money clauses if we do it that way. So
Can we check with Ed? Would he know? Would he be
well,
able?
but this is the money that came directly from the state. We would have to check that with the state.
But I'm more concerned with the money that we would get for the county toward the big part.
No, because if we bid the installation, the contractors are the ones that are sole sourcing, not us.
Well, then maybe I'm unclear. Is it the gates that are single source?
No.
It's a
traveling
clarifier bridge assembly.
Okay, then I'm right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But
It comes back to the same question. The more I'm leaning toward, and of course I don't have a vote on this, but I'm leaning toward giving it one more time so we can sit down there and look at our folks, look at ourselves and say, we gave it the college try. I will make sure that I contact every dang commissioner. I'll go down there and visit with them and ask face to face rather than just in an email, to see if we can get put on an agenda, see if we can get them. Some of the reason that they got delayed is going to have maybe an impact on this. Because if the money's all been shot and it's just not there.
I don't think it's that the money has all been allocated. I think they got bogged down with the budget process. The county's in the middle of budget right now.
Yes, they are, and there's a lot of huffing and puffing going on.
And so they were in, a week's worth of hearings, plus you got to get prepared for those hearings. Now they're crunching numbers on what they can afford. And so, I think that took part of their attention away and took the urgency away. And whether we can talk to them and just say, look, we understand you've got other issues, but we would just like an answer one way or the other.
And I think we're at the position to ask that question, Rick, because, here was it last week I met with the county judge and the lady that's going to be managing the ARPA funds. We heard at that meeting that the county's feeling the pressure because the state and the feds want to claw back some of this ARPA money. It all has to do with spending and the debt limit.
That's because they're not burning through it.
Yeah, I know, and
And so
I've
if you-
got something that we could burn through $3.2 million right now.
Right.
I could burn through twice that amount of money.
I know you could. So, the question comes down to Rick and council.
Well, if we go forward right now, it's going to put a serious impact on our reserves.
You mean with the whole thing or half? Or
With the whole thing. So I'm inclined to either delay the whole thing another month or split the package, even though it's going to cost us a little bit more money.
I'm inclined to do that one more time, assuming that if we do come into here next month, well, Tia may be running the meeting. She can do what she wants. No. No. If we go ahead and pull the trigger on something. Those gates are going. What's the delivery time on those gates? I can't find that in this package.
I think the gates were 6 months at least. It was not
Is that
documented.
Part of that 4 to 6 months is the gates.
Yeah, they're stainless steel. They have to be fabricated. Remember the liner on the water well? We waited
These
for it.
wooden ones, they lasted 50 years.
We're getting close
Yeah,
to
I
the
know.
ones that are in place.
So question, if we punt it for another month, would that give us, at that point, there's really no reason not to say we're going to go with the whole thing, right? We wouldn't split it at that point, would we?
Probably not.
If we don't get an indication that the Commissioners Court is going to act soon, I don't know how much longer we can delay this.
Well, we can't.
Well, these funds disappear at the end of 2024, right? They have to be.
December 31st, 2024,
Right.
gone.
They have to be allocated by then. I'm hearing they don't necessarily have to be spent by then. And there are members of Commissioners Court that want to sweep it into, what's the term? Something recovery, which then buys them another year to spend it.
What's the cost difference if we did split ours into two?
I'd say a minimum 200,000, possibly 4.
And then you don't know if you're going to have the same contractor working on the gates as you're having working on the main clarifier. So you may have 2 contractors in there.
Yeah.
No way to tie that down legally.
You can't hold the first one up and wait for the second one, or the vice versa.
Yeah, when you do that double mobilization and stuff,
That's,
it gets messy.
And I've got 2 people crawling over each other. One schedule doesn't meet the others, and so.
If you were private business, well, I'm glad.
I would not really want to be sitting here talking to the citizens when the federal government came back to claw back at that $1 million because we didn't follow the procurement rules.
Yeah, that's simple. Just say, take the mayor to jail.
Not Mayor
So
Pro Tem.
am I hearing, I came in here wanting to do something. Is there something that we're going to do, punt it for one more month? Got a motion to punt it one more month.
I'll make a motion to punt it for one more month.
So we got a second here? Got a motion?
We really don't need action. We just move on to the next
Oh,
item.
yeah, we don't take any action. Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
I can do nothing very well. God dang it. Pardon my frustration. Okay. Moves on to item number 8. And we have some guests here with the development and with Keelan Gonzalez that are listening intently. Discussion and consideration regarding a date, and that's what we're here to do, is to set a date for a town hall meeting regarding potential development of the 9-acre tract located generally at 11919 West Airport Boulevard. Oh, that's my address, 11919. Courtney, have you talked to anybody about dates at all? No. Okay, so council, we've talked about it, we'll have the town meeting in here in all likelihood. We looked at this versus the community center. We got parks involved, police involved. Nick had his say so, and we figured this would be the best place to have it. Live streaming is one of the reasons, and if nothing else, we've put 50, 60 people out right outside the door, and we've got chairs. So I've eliminated the where, so now.
It's just a matter of whether you're going to try to call it interim month or you wait until the next council meeting.
I am not going to be available during the middle part of June.
The perfect time to have it then.
Yep.
I'm not available.
So I'm coming back so I can be here by the 27th. So I'm promoting after June 27th. We're in no big hurry to have it. I know these guys would be anxious for an answer. You just saw us punt something down the road. We don't care. That's not true. So
I mean, in reality, do you need to be here?
no, but yes, because there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that may or may not be ready to break.
You not want to do the 27th?
Well, I'm just wondering about doing it earlier. So we're okay, June 27th. The problem is you hold it too early in the night, people are still coming home.
Nope, I agree.
And that's why I was leaning towards not doing it on a council night.
Oh, I wouldn't do it on the council night, Rick.
Well, June 27th is council.
I said I'll be back by then.
Okay.
I don't care what. I'm leaving on the 13th.
Do you want to hold it in June, or would you rather look at July?
Well, I mean, if you're not leaving until the 13th, we could do sometime the week of the 5th.
I think that's too quick.
I'm okay with that.
It's just a matter of can we get it advertised and out to the
That's my
public.
concern, is making sure that we have enough time to get it advertised.
That's 2 weeks. I think that's sufficient.
Yeah, but there's a holiday in between there. Yeah. I mean, that's my only concern.
I don't really want to wait till the end of the month. I would say the 6th or the 8th.
When do you leave, Mayor? June 13th?
Actually,
Yes.
I can't do the 8th, so.
I can't do the 8th.
What about Monday, June 12th? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we won't get anybody here.
You're out of town the whole week of June 6th? What about June 7th?
Yeah.
Wednesday?
I'm fine for the 7th.
I can do the 6th or the 7th.
Tia?
I can do the 7th, and I could do the 6th.
7th?
I just think
Wait,
it's quick.
David's not available he's not available the 6th. So June 7th?
Yep.
June 7th.
There we go.
I would say 6:30-ish. Give people time to get home.
Get fed.
Maybe say we'll be here from 6:30 to 7:30. If the developers want to provide a presentation, they can, and then just give people a chance to.
Chad, could I get you or somebody else to come up here and let us ask you a couple questions? This thing's being put together for y'all.
I get to stand really tall.
Turn that. I think there's a.
It's on.
It's on. And council is looking at Wednesday night, June 7th.
That works for us.
That works for y'all?
Yes, sir.
Better than July?
I was a little worried when you were talking about the 6th. I have a commitment on the 6th. That wouldn't have been good for me, but the 7th is good for me. So.
Okay. Are y'all going to want to put on a presentation or be here with question and answer, modified presentation? What do you? You certainly don't need option A.
We're open to suggestions on what you want to see, what you want us to present.
Cameron, you have.
Prior to this town hall, I will share everything they shared with us, with the residents. I don't know if there'll be a reason to go through it again. I'm going to provide everything that we residents.
Clear what we're going to share with Chad before you send it. The developers may not be comfortable with everything going out. Sometimes there's proprietary information. So
I think Nick and I talked, we were going to, once y'all set the date, we were going to talk about details on what y'all expect from us and what y'all want to see. But
yeah.
So I'm going to go back to what Rick says, Cameron. Run anything that we do, but you can coordinate with Cameron on that with Chad.
You can, or we could just ask the question right now. Everything that you've submitted, is there any issue with us sending that out to the community?
Be sure and look it over again, and if you say, ooh, I don't want that, tell us and we'll pull it.
I'd like to do this tomorrow, so I don't want to wait too long.
Well, they can look at it tonight.
Cameron, I have a question. How are you sending it out to residents? Okay. Okay. No.
So we've got. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, we can still get it on the water bill because we're not reading meters. But they won't. Yeah, they might get their bills. It'll be close.
Nobody
but we can put it
reads
on
their
there.
bill.
I would like to have
Everybody
some
reads
information
their
at the
bill.
meeting, just in case we do get residents who aren't necessarily online that might want to come. Maybe we gauge that. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to make you, come in with a full presentation if most of them were able to see it online. But I'm thinking of some of the people that may not be online if they want more information when they come. The ones that may see it on the LED sign.
And one thing that may be helpful for the presentation, some of the retail and restaurant space, I know you're showing square footages, but most folks don't see a square footage and equate that to a particular restaurant. So maybe an example of, hey, this would be good for a sit-down restaurant, or this would be good for a retail shoe store, whatever it may be, just so
we
there's...
went through that the other day, and that was a good exercise. That was a good exercise to compare like that.
That'd be helpful for us to understand and for the residents to understand.
Okay. Good idea.
Y'all understand what we're saying there? And don't give anything away, but if you have something that you could share of the type of restaurants or stores that might be interested, if you could share something like that, that'd be great too. I know if you don't have it documented and signed and you're not, then that's not the case. But if you have somebody you're talking to, you can say this type of a store or this type of a restaurant. to get them in. Yeah, understand. Okay. Anything else for the mayor?
So what time on the 7th you're looking at starting?
6:30.
6:30, okay.
And if we need to get in touch with you or with them, we will. We've got your data.
Yes, sir.
I'll share it. But if you need to contact us, give a holler back and
Will do.
call into Nick.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
You see that buck get past? Okay.
With all that mayor in, I don't know if you're going to have time to call me, but we'll see.
We'll fit it in.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Needville's a hopping joint.
It is.
Okay.
I'm glad to see Neville's not the only place running around in 07 Rangers too. So
Hey, if y'all need one,
my hair's got transmission problems. So you can sell it cheap, huh?
it's okay. We got some sawdust.
We'll give
put
you a
it in.
special deal.
There you go.
All right. Well,
Thank
with
you.
that, we're going to
Just
move
for
on.
you.
We have set the date and set the time. So we have concluded item 8 on the agenda. And now we're concluding, moving on to item 9, which is discussion. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Discussion and consideration regarding a date for the 2023 budget workshop. Sometime after. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we have to be pretty early. Earlier this afternoon, I'm going to give Courtney and Anna Maria all the credit on this, all the credit. They worked very hard to try and back into some numbers on the aggressive schedule, the same schedule we used last year, just in case. As you guys can remember, if you go above that 3.5, that VAR, then it opens up us to have to do the aggressive schedule as opposed to the normal schedule you do if you were below 3.5. So, Courtney, you should have those dates there, and we can back into when we'd need to meet in order to hit those dates.
So, just for starters, the final day to file the proposed budget with the city secretary is July 21st. So, we need to first have our initial meeting with council to kind of go over staff's projected budget items and then look at setting our proposed tax rate and getting some guidelines from you. And then we would have a second meeting where council comes back, staff comes back to bring you the budget like we did last year after you give us guidance on tax rate and stuff like that. So this initial meeting probably really needs to take place in June. But
Can we do that in conjunction with the next council meeting? A workshop, 5:30?
You could. I have to tell you guys right now, I'm not going to be at the next council meeting. I have
Even better.
I really think we need more time.
Which may be the... But yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a good date. It's not a
I
good
think
date.
we need
more
more
time.
time because that would only
Yeah.
give us about an hour.
Yeah, we need more time.
Is it just that date, or are you going for a range of days?
Well, we're pretty much, staff is not available
Yeah.
June 20th through June 26th.
Yeah, June is a
Or-
tough month for staff.
Yeah, June
Mayor's gonna be
30th.
out anyway, so he's not going to let us on budget.
And did somebody say they're out? Oh, you're gone, Marriage, the 13th?
I'm leaving on
June 13th. So June 12th or June 19th? Anybody available those days?
Well, June, yeah, we could do...
Yeah.
Well, both
Was
days
it-
are a Monday. You're out the whole week of June 12th? June 19th?
You guys have off that day, don't you?
I can't do the 19th.
Okay, then,
Unless
me
it's
ask
a
you
morning
this.
meeting. If it was a
Can we
morning
make
meeting, I
it-
could do it.
Can we make it the 20th or 21st?
no.
They're out of
Nick is out of the office.
No, I'm not. I'm good.
You're not, I thought you were leaving the 20th.
No, I'm leaving the 26th, so I'll be okay.
Okay, so
got
June 20th?
I've got a commitment on the 20th that day, but I can boogie back here that night.
I could do the
Okay, so
20th.
the evening of the 20th?
I could do the 20th.
The celebration of the Starbucks.
We'll go get some Starbucks.
We'll get Starbucks. So everybody can do June 20th at, do we want to do 6 o'clock or 6:30?
6.
Does 6 get us fed?
Yes, we always eat at a budget meeting. So June 20th, 6 p.m. That works for everybody? Yes, we'll get with Chief to be at the EOC.
So that'll give staff enough time to pull together a presentation. That way we can kind of give you guys some, similar to what we did last year. And then once you guys give us some roadmaps, then we can go away and come back to you in July with a proposed budget.
If there's a vote on, if we go aggressive and it requires a vote from the citizens.
So you would have to file the proposed budget July 21st. And then the week of August 1st, we'll have to meet for staff to present the proposed tax rates. It's going to have a lot of meetings in August. The week of August 8th, council needs to meet to vote on the proposed tax rate. August 16th is our proposed date for you to adopt the budget. The budget would have to be adopted between August 15th and 17th.
That's a pretty narrow window.
Yes. And then August 22nd would be the public hearing on the tax rate and adopting the tax rate.
Which is your...
That's the accelerated. So we're going to have to meet the first 3 weeks. Actually, we're meeting once the first 4 weeks of August. We'll have to meet once every week in August.
Is this going to include for these the EDC budgets as well?
It can, but it doesn't.
Yeah, no, EDC budget is separate.
Yeah. EDC is not an ad valorem budget.
Correct.
So, yeah, it doesn't have to follow.
Their budget.
As long as they get it in time for us when we accept ours.
We can adopt theirs in September like we do. So I can send out an email tomorrow with these proposed dates we have for August and get everybody's feedback. So we can go ahead and get all those scheduled.
Wow. Are we done with this? Did we get that many dates set?
There was a lot of work that went into backing into these dates.
54. Well, I'll send an email out for these August meetings and give everybody like 2 dates for each week, and then we can, whatever works best for everybody.
I was just addressing the mayor's question about the dates, because we have the date for the first budget workshop, but not the second. Not the second.
I'm sorry?
Public hearing.
Right, not yet. Yeah. So once we meet on the 20th, then we'll come back sometime
Yeah, we'll have to do another meeting in
early
July.
to mid-July to show you guys what we did.
Okay.
And then once, provided that you don't have any more comments on budget, or we could just make changes on the fly, that'll set us to be able to post that proposed budget in July.
In July, okay.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, we're going to need some tax rate expectations from you guys before we build a budget. And so that's what that first meeting is going to do, just like we did last year. And with the magic of the internet, I just got a text from Anna Maria.
She's probably watching.
She's watching.
Oh, she is. She does say we want to do the EDC budget so we can have their public hearings, which is a good point.
You're welcome, Anna Maria. They don't have to have public hearings.
We'll talk more about that, Peter. I'm not going to try and...
Then we've got dates coming at us. We've got dates set. So we're done with that item,
Yes.
agenda item.
Yes,
Wow.
that's done.
Good job, y'all. Good job. That takes us on to item number 9, or I'm sorry, takes us on to the consent agenda. Motion by Rick.
Second.
Second by, I think Tia got it.
I don't know.
I think Tia got you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Audience comments for items not on the agenda. If you would, please step up, give me your name, your address, and you get 3 minutes.
Cheryl Teague from 11611 Dorrance. I just wanted to say that I got my June newsletter yesterday, and I almost fainted. So I just want to say thank you to whoever's idea that was to send it out early instead of getting it in the middle of the month. I looked at it and I was like, why are they talking about July? in May, and then I was like, this is June's newsletter. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing that.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Quit gloating.
That was actually on my note to comment during open comments. I was going to say thank you for however that happened. I think getting it out early, when I remember the post office issue was always having them arrive middle of the month. So having them early and having the dates for the next month available,
Well, this has always been a problem, and part of the problem was to get data out from a council meeting. But what we've been doing is pushing the data and the information out ahead of time. And, Colleen's been screaming at me for years to get that out so she can get her dates on time. And if I get it out quickly right after, if the post office delivers, we're usually okay. Unless February, which is the 28th. But we've looked at it, and because of the way we're now able to put, what's your little recap thing called? Council comments?
Council bites.
Council bites? We now have a quick hitting information thing, and so that's what we're moving now. We pulled a hard deadline on all the data to the 15th of the month, David, so that we can try to do that. And so now with a communications director that's staying on top of it, I think everybody would be happier. So thank you very much. I'm glad you noticed. Let me ask you a question real quick. Doesn't count against your future times. Do you read your water bill, your utility bill? Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. If there's no objections, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, council.